Guys, I know I did a video about the NAR settlement. This is something much different. It's all about the changes that you can do right now as realtors and consumers to overcome what's happening in this industry. This is stuff you're not going to hear anywhere else. So listen good, because the sands are shifting beneath our feet, and it's time for a change. This is going on for a long time. This is not just happening right now. This lawsuit, I'm happy about it because it's really going to make realtors rethink how they're going to do what they do, and how they're going to respond to it is really important. And what can you, as a consumer, what can you be looking for in hiring a professional right now to help you buy or sell a home with all these changes happening in the new world of real estate? Because changes, guys, aren't happening just with real estate. It's everywhere. It's touching every corner of our lives and in every institution that holds up our society. That's what's occurring right now in the world. Real estate's just one of those institutions that's going through a radical change right now. Diane Cardano-Casacio, team leader for the Cardano family real estate team, and I wanted to break this down and give realtors and consumers a little look at this in a much broader, much dimensional perspective, because I want you to see this is something different of what you need to do right now. And there's so many videos on this stuff, guys. It makes me actually nauseous. But please like and subscribe. I'm going to give you real boots on the ground, more information, and listen to the end. I'm going to divulge the real secret of what you can do as consumers and realtors to handle this change. First, let's talk about a why perspective. I'm going to go a little bit deep here, a little off the chain, but listen, a wider perspective. Think of our society as a cluster of trees. And these trees are our institutions. And the mother of these trees are such as like the schools and the hospitals and the banks and the government, really important institutions. And these are the giant trees that are inside our society. And real estate is one of those big trees. It's where people have their home as their dream of home ownership. It's a very significant institution. And these trees, this real estate tree, all the trees, they're kind of shaken. Everything around us is shaken. The United States and all these institutions are coming up with all these new ideas. And real estate, as a real estate professional myself, I felt, let me take this video. I did a video on this, but let me bring this to another level to help my clients, help them recognize that this is not just happening to real estate, it's happening to every industry and how to handle it. Just look across all the industries right now. Look what's going on with our government. Polarization, bipartisan divide. It's impacting all the policy making and the civil discourse. The debates around the election right now, the election integrity and voting rights, and even the role of technology in voting that's changing. Right now, they're all coming up with different ways where they can make it work for them. Education's changing. Look at what the kids went through during COVID. They forced to sit inside in a non-social environment. It didn't go so well. We learned that pretty quickly, right? Next, healthcare industry. Wow, it's happening everywhere in healthcare. Telemedicine. I just did a telemedicine. It was great not having to go to the doctor. I was waited 2 hours. So that was fine. The cost of healthcare, pharmaceuticals, all that's changing. Our financial service industry is changing. Banking industry is a little afraid of this digital crypto stuff coming around. I have a little bit of that, but the politicians are divided. Who's going to be allowed to allow blockchain to be the new technology, and all the banks are threatened by it, so that's another thing. And the criminal justice system is being impacted right now. Who do we arrest? Do we arrest the guy who walks into a store in San Francisco and steals $1,000? No, they're just not doing it. And what's happening in our society in that area? It does bring a lot of uncertainty and fear. Look at our media. The decline of traditional print media and disruption of cable, disruption of broadcast. All the businesses right now are struggling to survive. Even religion and our religious organizations, less and less people are going to church than ever before, believe it or not. Religious institution has changed, and military has changed. We're fighting wars with drones. Everything's happening, significant change in all levels. And here we are, watching it happen to real estate. In your industry, if you're a realtor and you're a consumer who's looking to buy or sell real estate, what's happening? So that's the wide perspective. I know a little bit off there. So how are you going to respond to this change in real estate? So an easy way of thinking of change is like your favorite app, on your phone. Do you have a favorite app? I do. One day, all of a sudden, the app gets changed, it's updated, it looks completely different. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? But it takes some time to figure it out, and you figure it out, and that's what's going to happen here, guys. You're going to figure it out. You're going to make the best of it. So if you look at as NAR as your favorite app that just got updated, they decided to buy a $418 million update. Now, whether you like it or not, updates here, the industry's changing, and that's what's happening. Now, we all can have an opinion. What's going to matter is how realtors and consumers respond to it. How are we going to respond? And that's what I want to really talk about in this video Please listen on about how you can do this. Now, I'm going to look at it from the realtor viewpoint and also from the consumer and buyers and sellers out there. Really listen to this. So we have the same game, guys. People are going to buy and sell real estate, but somebody just changed the rules and how the realtors are getting paid. It's decoupling of the commission and how consumers are going to pay. Everyone, agents, buyers, sellers, all right now are trying to navigate this new game. It's like a little bit like walking in the forest in some real dense fog, not being able to see your usual path. You know, what happens when you get new rules? It's like a big fog settles in. We can't really make sense of it. We don't know. We do know one thing: the fog's going to lift up, and when the sun comes out, it's going to be just a beautiful day, right? And you see your path. But right now, it's a little bit foggy. I get that. So, what do you realtors and consumers need to do? What you need to be looking for, especially when buying and selling real estate? Realtors, one, you need to hone in on your skills in 3 areas. I call them your roles as a real estate agent. These are your roles. 1, you are a consultant, and right now you need to get really clear about what's important to your buyer or seller before you ever give advice or give any suggestion. It's nearly impossible to give people advice without knowing what's important to them, because it's like shooting arrows in the dark. And you, the consumer, you need to make sure that the realtor you're going to hire has heard you, has listened to what is important to you, and they understand it, and they give you advice wrapped around what's important to you, not about the advice they gave the other guy, or they're giving everybody the same advice. It's about you. Because so many realtors really got into this real estate industry for the wrong reasons. Many of them just to make money. That's their choice. But consumers, you have a choice as well. What's the second role? Second role of realtors is negotiate for their client, not for their pocketbook, as if their life depended on it. Your negotiating skills are going to be at the top of your game, realtors, which is really exciting. It'll weed a lot of people out. And the buyers and sellers, you're out there, you're looking for someone who's going to fight for your every last penny. If the realtor you're going to hire cannot negotiate their own commissions and show you their value and why you should pay them what they're asking for, then they will not be able to negotiate for you when an offer comes in. It's all going to be about just making money and how quickly will I get paid. There's a big difference. This is really key, guys. Really listen. And the last role is to oversee all the transactional details. Realtors, it's time to really shed some comfort to the buyer and seller that when the home is under contract, you got their back, all the way to settlement, and that you have a fantastic after-sale service program that keeps in touch with your clients way past when you got paid, possibly even holding a client event each day or a Thanksgiving pie event. That's what's needed right now. And you buyers and sellers need to realize there are thousands of steps that are involved in bringing this sale home for you, and to make sure that your real estate team has a system in place to ensure a successful closing, okay? Because there are hundreds of phone calls and text messages and emails that need to be managed, as well as all the paperwork. And there are 14 different people from like 14 different industries that are involved in your transaction. All of that needs to be managed. You need to really make sure your realtor has a system to have them show it to you, not just say they do. It's all about showing what you can do, showing your value. And realtors, you can't handle these 3 important roles in any meaningful way unless you build a relationship with the buyer or seller. This is not about making money anymore, and never was for me, but for a lot of people, yes. But it's about the most important aspect of working with the realtor consumer on the consumer end is their understanding of how important building a relationship is. Not that they're the #1 realtor in the area. Who cares? Really, who cares? It's funny to see right now on social media, like all these trainers are coming out like saying you got to build a relationship with your clients. Hello? I mean, that's what I've been doing for 31 years, I should say. I talked to 4 to 6 times to my very first client, Don and Steve Franks. They come to all my parties. I know what's important to them. I know their life goals. I'm in their lives. That's what real estate's all about. And buyers and sellers, if you're not feeling it, move on to find someone that not only has a proven track record and show you what they can do for you and negotiate like a rock star, but find someone that makes you feel good as well. So it's real important right now, realtors, to build trust, to learn how to do that, to understand people, to sharpen your skills. And consumer, be more savvy on what you're looking for when hiring a realtor. That's your job. Then all these things won't be happening, all these bad stories about realtors, if consumers do their better job. It's not hiring a friend of the family because you feel obligated. It's the wrong reason to hire a realtor. Listen, guys, the true strength of any consultant in any line of work right now in this crazy world of shaking all these trees is having the ability to adapt and to innovate amongst all these changes and to hold true to your values and of integrity and passion, to be rooted in what really, really matters and to show up in the most resilient and adaptable way that you can. And the big secret, realtors, your mission hasn't changed. We are here, our buyers and sellers, to guide, lead, and protect people in the process of buying and selling home. And that's it. So let's not overreact here. Instead, skillfully respond to what's happening. There's a big difference, right? And realtors and consumers, I'm going to leave you with this final thought, the juicy stuff. First, for your realtors. Now, every day we all have, I call them 2 bookends. We have a morning ritual and an evening ritual. I've listed below in the things you could do to strengthen your 2 bookends in these 2 areas. Very important. These are 2 areas of your life and your day that you have the most control over, because as soon as you enter into the matrix of being a realtor, believe me, I know it, your cell phone rings, you look at your email, there's people calling you right and left. As soon as you enter into the world, you react and you become really good at that reaction, right? But we need to bring the best version of ourselves to be skillful in the reaction to this announcement from the NAR. Same thing, okay? So build up those morning and evening rituals, because this all starts with taking care of yourself. Strong rituals, strong routines, something that prepares you to go out and have the skills and the mindset and the commitment to navigate life in these really deep waters, these uncharted waters that we're in right now. So don't get worried. Get excited about making these adjustments to your business. I am so excited about what's happening with the real estate world right now, because I'm redefining my success in real estate. I've been successful, but I'm redefining another level. I'm excited about that. Don't lose sight, I should say, of what you're all about, helping people find their place. So really be resilient, determined, adaptable, and embrace new tools. Oh, I love all these new tools, technology and AI and Happy Scribe and all these different things that we're doing. Anything that will enhance the way you connect with your clients. Perhaps most importantly, it requires an unwavering focus on core values and the aspects of your work, and all aspects, I should say, that you can control. Now, your integrity, your commitment, your dedication to serving your clients with the highest possible professional standards is really important, because you have control over that. By concentrating on personal development, honing in your skills, leveraging your tools at all your disposal, you can turn challenges into incredible opportunities. So what we're doing, right, our whole team is on it with different ways of helping people, opportunities to innovate, to differentiate, because it's a crowded marketplace of realtors out there. It's probably going to get thinned out in the next 6 months to a year, but it's crowded out there. So realtors, you get that. I'm glad you stayed to the end. Now you consumers, all I can say, it's your time to look for that innovative and creative realtor who is savvy. You should not settle for less. Find a realtor who's going to keep your dreams safe and help you with all your heart. Someone who can negotiate, who's a consultant, who can oversee all the details. Realtor who's sharp and strong, and someone that is not going to bail out on you the moment things get tough and then leave you to some Uber driver, right? It's not where you want to be led. And all this goes for all consultants helping you out in all areas of your life, guys. Your accountant, your lawyers, your doctors, your insurance agent, all service-oriented business need to be adapting and changing and honing their skills. And everyone needs to wake up. This is not business as usual, okay? So 3 things you can do. 3 questions I say you can ask yourself. Realtors, ask yourself these questions. And consumers, you can ask the realtors these questions. You can put your answers in the chat, would be great. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Down below, I put those 3 questions and a bunch more. I think 11. I think there's a total of like 14 questions. This is really important because you realtors need to answer them if you're watching this video. And consumers, if you're hiring a realtor who did not listen to this video, here's the questions you need to make sure they've done. And get these questions below and read them and really understand there's a difference here. Question number 1, what specific action can you take to adapt to the new compensation structures in real estate? What specific action can you take? 2, what ways can you redefine your role as a real estate professional to add value to the shifting market? Adding value is so important right now. And 3, what new skills or knowledge do you need to acquire to stay ahead of the evolving real estate environment? And it is evolving faster than you can ever imagine. So check out the questions below and look at all the rest of them. These are all good questions, and good questions give you good direction. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial choices of our lives, and you consumers deserve to have not only a wise guide by your side, but a compassionate guide, someone who has your back, who's honest with you, to tell you the good, bad, and ugly. I always tell my clients the truth, even if they don't want to hear it. And they know it. And they're like, oh, I don't want to hear this, do I? And I'm like, no, but you have to hear it. And consumers, you need to know this before getting involved with a real estate agent, all right? So ask your realtor, what is your value? What are you bringing to the table? Show me. Don't just tell me. They need to show you. Show the people they've worked with. How am I going to know that you're exceeding my expectations, right? And buyers and sellers, you need to feel comfortable in spending the money you're going to spend to hire your realtor, as your realtor is helping you with one of your biggest financial choices of your life. You're not buying a car, or you're not remodeling your house, which is an important thing, but you want to find the right builder and things like that. This is really important, guys. This is lots of food for thought. I know it's a little bit different from what you're hearing, but let's embrace the change, all I'm saying. Hone your skills. Diane Cardano here to answer your questions about what's happening in your real estate arena and to fulfill those 3 roles with compassion and integrity. Get out there and do it. Thanks for listening. See you on my next video. And don't forget, please, to help a girl out and subscribe. Going for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. See you on the next one.